Hello, happy Thursday. Today we will be talking about episode 7 of RuPaul's Drag Race. Nothing really exciting happened, so we're just gonna jump right into it. Let us run that intro. I'm still nursing my wounds from Tamisha's elimination. That one was predictable, but it did still cut me to the core. Me not gonna lie. But the show must go on. The girls walk in from the elimination that just took place, and Candy says that she actually feels a bit guilty for sending Tamisha home. She thought that she would have had that feeling like, you know, I sent Tamisha home, haha. But she didn't get that feeling, and she says that she also needs to step her pussy up. Yes, girl, you are so right, because you talk the talk, but so far you haven't been walking the walk. Elliot says that it's really weird because the two girls that she has been in teams with have been sent home. So the girls were joking and saying, it's a double T curse, girl. It's a double T curse. But anyways, moving on from that, it is a new day in the workroom, and Rue walks in, and I'm not gonna lie, Rue is looking gorgeous in what he is wearing. Love that. He came out, him come out this week. So it is the reading challenge. Everybody loves the reading challenge. The library was open, but the library should have remained freaking closed because none of the reads were good. I was just listening to all of the reads. They were so mediocre, and I was just like, nah, no. But there has to be a winner, and the person that won was Gottmik. This week's Maxi Challenge is an improv challenge, and the girls are placed in random groups and given segments to act out on the Bossy Rossi talk show. Rose, Denali, and Lalari got I'm Pregnant with My Imaginary Boyfriend's Baby. Gottmik, Utica, and Olivia were grouped up, and they got Breaking My Silence, Escaping from the Cult of Mimology. Simone and Candy got Former Teen Queens, Where Are They Now? And Tina and Elliot were teamed up and got My Best Friend's 600-pound ass is killing our friendship. Tina is really excited about this improv challenge, but she's a bit nervous because she's in a group with Elliot, and you know the group's perception of Elliot, she's like one of the bottom bitches. So Tina is just like, she's in the bus and she's driving, and she will run Elliot over so she can have the win, because she's not gonna drag down herself with Elliot. And girl, this is a competition. That's how the game is played. So RuPaul leaves, you know, the usual. The girls are now outlining the characters that they want. Most of the girls are doing this pretty easily. Olivia and Utica kind of have a clash because Utica wants to be the mime and Olivia wants to be the mime, and Olivia is being like a diva about it, and Utica is kind of sitting back being all meek. And of course Olivia got the part that she wanted, but Tina kind of peeped that Olivia has a diva behavior, and I've been seeing this from day one. You understand what I'm saying? Well, no, I haven't been seeing it from day one, I'm lying. But Tina picked up on it and she pointed it out in her confessional, not in the workroom. Anyways, it's time for the shows. The first group, Rose, Denali, and Lalari, comes out, and the whole basis of their storyline is Rose and Denali, their mother and daughter, and Rose is pregnant for the imaginary boyfriend. The mother is pregnant for the imaginary boyfriend. Lalari now comes in as the therapist, but it turns out that she's also pregnant for the imaginary boyfriend. Denali and Rose, they were good. They were on point. They were feeding off each other. But when Lalari came out, she did not have that same energy, and her energy was so low and it was so noticeable. And you could see that she was thinking about what she had to say. Denali and Rose took it. Like, I didn't even remember what Lalari did. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Gottmik, Olivia, and Utica was next, and I think it was the same thing like the group before. Gottmik and Olivia, they were feeding off each other when they came out. They were doing so well. They were talking. They were connected. But when Utica came out, there was such a disconnect and her energy wasn't really the same. Oh yes, and the storyline for that group was Gottmik wrote a book about mimology. Olivia was the mime. She didn't speak for about 20 years. And Utica was Olivia's mom. Utica could have not came out and the show would have went on and would have been great. Utica just went on and on about little things and it was just not hitting. Alright, so the next group was Simone and Candy, and their plot line was they were child stars and they were best friends. Something happened, they aren't friends anymore, and they end up making up on the show. Was that a right sentence? They end up making up on the show? Yeah, so they're best friends now. So they're, you know, back together and everything. I really and truly enjoyed this one. I must admit, Candy did a good job. So the judges said to her last week that they don't really want Candy to be Candy. Sometimes it's just expected. She's loud, she's bangy, she's over the top, and they want to see her play a different role. Candy came out and Candy crushed it. Now Symone stepped out and Symone killed it. Like, Candy brought it halfway and Symone just run through the finish line. I really enjoyed them together. They played off each other. Symone was very good. Candy was very good. The attitude was there. And when they made up in the end, it was just the cherry on top of the freaking cake. Or the ice cream. What does cherry go on top? Whatever you like cherry on, that is what that cherry went on. Alright? I really did enjoy it. The final group was Tina and Elliot, and their plot line is Tina was a NASA engineer or something like that, but she worked at NASA, really smart and really brainy. Then she got an ass job, have this huge ass now, and it's like she realized that she's getting all of this attention. She left NASA. Elliot is her best friend. She got a boob job. They were in love with each other. That plot line was just all over the place. So the way that I'm saying it to you, confused, is because it was confusing. Alright, so Tina came out and Tina was doing good as expected, and Tina was swinging it. When Elliot came out, because Tina was such a big personality, I think Elliot needed to be bigger. She was not, and it was just not getting there. Tina was very good. I see, because Tina was that good, it made Elliot look even worse. And everything that was happening, Tina was practically the one to initiate it. So y'all already know that Elliot is in the bottom, Lalari is in the bottom, and Utica is in the bottom. I could call it. It is a new day and it's time for the girls to get ready for the runway. We have two main storylines. Symone's brother went to jail when she was a child, and she saw how that event affected her mother, and she did not want to do anything to disappoint her mother. So she then said that Symone, her character, is the person that can make the mistake. It's the person that can fuck up, because she tried her best to not fuck up and not disappoint her mom and everything. This character can just be reckless, and I thought that was a beautiful analogy. Elliot's storyline now, if you guys have been watching, you know that Elliot is kind of disconnected from the groups. I think it's because she was one of the girls from group B, and of course she got booted off, and when she got booted off, she kind of came over to group A. But group A still didn't really accept her as much because she wasn't a winner. So everyone have that little clique or friend or whatever, and Elliot is kind of to herself, and she's really trying to make friends, but she's trying too hard. So because Elliot now is in the group with Tina got to see Elliot in a different light, and Elliot actually told Tina that she suffers from depression, so she's always in her head and she really does try a bit hard. And Tina gave her the advice that she just needs to slow it down and be herself, and when the other girls see you as yourself, then it will be great and the relationships will just flow naturally. I just thought that was a wonderful conversation to have, because most of these girls that do come on RuPaul's Drag Race, they are human beings, and they too have feelings, and they too go through mental health struggles and stuff like that. So again, I really like when these conversations take place on RuPaul's Drag Race. So it is main stage time, all right, and it's time for the runway looks and everything. And RuPaul walks down that stage and ma'am looks stunning. So the theme on the runway is bead it, not beat it, but bead it. And it was so weird because it took me a little while to get what the theme was, because they didn't write it on screen or anything. So let's jump right into these looks, starting with Denali. Denali says that she's a chandelier, but I'm getting lamp from this look, and I think mainly it's because of that fishtail part on the bottom of her dress. It looks lampish, and the things that's on top of her head makes her look like a bug. But the look was lovely. It was a lovely look. Her makeup was lovely, but I wasn't getting beads from it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't look like a bead theme. Moving on, Rose steps out, and I love everything about Rose, from her head to her toe, the hair, the makeup, the bead work on the dress was everything, and a bag of chips, and the pop of color on the shoes. Mwah, that just topped it off for me. Now, when she stepped out, I immediately thought, oh, she looks like Tinkerbell. And when she was explaining her outfit, when she was walking down the stage, and she said she was going for a plastic Tinkerbell, right on the money. I love when these girls look like what they aimed to look like. La la ree, la la ree, la la ree. She was a hot goddamn mess. Now, this look could have been something special, but first let me start off with what I liked about the look. Her hair and her makeup, that was really good. I enjoyed it. But let us get to the meat of the matter, which was the dress, or the, what's that, a cat suit? Yes. The beads were too heavy, and because the beads were too heavy, it was draping down on her body, and it did not look so flattering on her. It did not accentuate her body. Instead, it dropped at an awkward angle, and it was not working out. Also, the judges pointed out that there was a rip at the side of her outfit, and I'm like, girl, you're on the main stage of RuPaul's Drag Race. The least you could do is just use your hand to cover the rip so the judges won't clock you on it. Gottmik came out as anal beads, and I do like the red. And I think that's the only thing that I like about it, because I've seen this look before. You know what I'm saying? It was nothing exciting. It was nothing special. It was a bit artsy, which I'm expecting from Gottmik at this point in time. But it was just a pass. Olivia steps out in Candy's wig. This is Candy's wig. I'm going to put a side by side. I will not gonna tell me if this is not Candy's wig. The only thing Olivia changed from it is the bubbles. It's cute, it's artsy, it's childlike, you know, it's fun. But I'm not seeing beads. The only thing that's beaded on her is her jump rope. Because the stuff in her hair, it's not beads, it's bubbles. I don't know what they call it in the US, but that's what we call it out here. It's bubbles in our hair. I'm not the biggest fan of this look. Utica's look was lovely. I loved it. I love the fact that she came out with the white and the red accents with the red at the bottom, and the best part about it for me was the fact that she wasn't doing the theatrics. You understand? She wasn't over the top with it. She wasn't all that campy. She came out, her face was right, her walk was right, and she was doing just enough to sell the look. She incorporated the beads as she should have, and I enjoyed it. Candy's look was nice. I'm not going to be a hater, okay? Her makeup was really nice, but the only issue that I had with the look was the fact that she didn't remove the fur jacket. I would have liked to see her kind of like drop it to her shoulders and show what was underneath. Instead, she was a bit stiff walking down that runway with the fur jacket just, you know, hitched across her like that. She incorporated beads and I cannot knock her for that. I cannot be a hater. I have to give her a pass. Simone. When I tell you guys that this girl is blackety black, you know, she is so black, she's so ebony, she's so everything. I love the way Simone sells a look. Simone can sell ice to an Eskimo. It wasn't over the top. I love the earrings. I love the beads in her hair. I love the outfit itself, and I love the fact that she didn't throw on boots with this. She went with a simple strap heel and she sold it. She looked so right, and when she turned around, Simone was written in the goddamn braids in beads. That was the touch that I needed, and she just looked good. Like everything that Simone steps out in, I'm loving it. Well, not everything, but most of Simone's looks, love it. Tina walked down the people them stage in this fuck shit, right? Then she takes off the belt, and I'm just like, ooh girl, put that back on. And then she takes off the pants, and then I thought that was it. When she reached to the end of the runway, she takes off those beaded cones to reveal breast with beaded nipple covers. Mind you, the breasts that she was wearing, it did not match her face at all. They were just white and they were just stiff in the air, and I did not enjoy this look one bit. The more she took off is the worse it got, and I don't know how to explain that to you guys, but Elliot steps out and she's a final girl on the runway. I liked the look, and she used Mardi Gras beads, which was a bit different, but the only critique that I have is that her hair should have been black, because I think everything was so nude and so tamed, including her skin, that the hair kind of just blend right in. If she had black hair, I think it would have popped and it would have taken her look just there for me, but it wasn't just there. It was a good look, but I'm just not ooh and odd over it. The bottom two are Elliot and Lala Ree, and the song that they lip sync to was Whole Lotta Woman by Kelly Clarkson. So personally, either girls could have won, because Lala Ree was doing her thing and Elliot, she was fucking it up. But I think what gave Elliot the edge is because she did a few splits. And y'all know these judges, once they do a split, it's like, yeah, you're officially the winner. Elliot won the lip sync and Lala Ree went home. That is it for the episode, and now we're going to move on to Untucked. So the safe girls are Tina, Denali, Rose, and Gottmik. Denali feels as if she should not have been safe. She feels as if she's overlooked by the judges, and when she was in Untucked, she was trying to speak and she couldn't get a word in, so she got a bit annoyed because she said no, she feels as if she's being overlooked by her fellow contestants. I do understand her annoyance. It is probably going to get to you when you're doing your best in a competition and your best is not good enough. Tina is shocked that she's safe, but I'm not shocked that Tina is safe, because Tina had a shitty ass look, and I cannot believe that Tina looked at that shit and said I should have been in the top. No ma'am. So as per usual, the girls discuss who they think is in the top and who they think is in the bottom, but they're a bit confused this week because they really and truly don't know. The only clear bottom girl that they're seeing is Elliot. The rest of the girls join the group backstage, and Lala Ree is feeling a bit nervous because she thinks that she's in the bottom, which she was, and she was being like a Debbie Downer, and Candy kind of jumped in and she was cheering her up, and everybody else kind of jumped in and said, Lala, you're beautiful, you're gorgeous, blah blah blah, you know, the usual pep up. Elliot kind of sat to the side, and she was realizing that everyone was talking to Lala and cheering up Lala, so she kind of walked off. Candy walked over to her and she gave her the pep talk, and she was just like, girl, at the end of the day, even if you're in the bottom, you're gonna kill it, blah blah blah. And I thought that was sweet because Candy was the only girl that noticed that Elliot walked off. But I'm not going to lie, I kind of retracted that a little bit because Candy was talking shit about Elliot outside, but we're not even going to go there. All of the girls spoke about how hard it is being on a competition and blah blah blah. Then we get the usual monologue scene where the two bottom girls are practicing their lip sync song and Asphalt Cow Dead. And then we all know the end of the show. Lalari got sent home. The end. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe. All of them wonderful things there. If you have any opinions on this episode, leave it down in the comments, my darlings, and I will heart every single one of them. Well, every single one of them that I agree with. Anyways, thank you guys for being here, and until next time, remember to be a beautiful soul, not just a gorgeous face. Mwah, 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 mwah. Bye. Like, could you carry back Tamisha so she can argue with Candy and we can get some drama, please? Thank you very much.